Steve, where just in your mind, where did it kind of you guys take the lead late and then let it kind of slip away in your mind? Just what led to that?
I thought our defense let us down tonight. We had several plays in transition in both halves where we lost sight of Naj Reid and a couple of their shooters. And I just thought our transition defense was poor. There was one, it was 96-91, I think, and he got a three. We were in position to handle that, and there seemed to be some confusion. So transition defense wasn't great. And then the first part of the fourth quarter, I think they were like 20-5 with their run, and we just couldn't get anything going. So, that stretch hurt us. Our guys were amazing with the comeback and gave ourselves a chance. And then again, we let Dante get free, up three. We got to play better defense than that.
Randall and Gobert had huge numbers. How big a problem was, missing Al and Draymond, and just kind of how big a problem it is just at times the lack of size for you guys?
Yeah, I mean, they're a massive team. And, but I thought Quentin and Trace both did a great job, battling down there. We hung tough on the glass. We played, I thought, well enough to win, but had a long dry spell there early in the fourth. I think late third, early fourth, where we had some open looks, didn't knock them down. I'm going to have to watch the tape to see what we can do better offensively. But, injuries happen. They're without Anthony Edwards, obviously. So their injuries are a part of this thing, and our guys battled really well. Yeah. I mean, we're not a big team, but we're going to get Draymond and Al back soon, and we believe in Trace and Quentin. So I think we've got enough.
Steve, obviously the numbers are the numbers, but how did you think Steph looked after being off?
He looked great. I mean, just the movement, the flow. I asked him how he was feeling after the first 8-minute run in the first quarter. He said, "I feel great." So I thought he looked really good.
Is that 32 minutes, at least for the short term, is that right about where you want to cap?
Yeah. I mean, short term and long term,
You go with Pat in the starting lineup with Steph. Was that a product a little bit of Ant being out, that you could play kind of those two guys?
Not necessarily. I wanted to see them together so that we could have, Steph off the ball a little bit, have Pat run pick and roll, see how they handled that. And so it was, we wanted to make sure we gave that lineup a look. And, tonight was the night to do it with Pat coming off that stretch on the road, Draymond being out. And I like those two guys together. I mean, Pat is smart and he can get Steph the ball. And
you had Melton in the closing group. Was that planned? And could you see that basically being the way you go with the Anthony?
Yeah, I think Melt will be in our closing lineup quite a bit this year. He's so good defensively. He can play either guard spot. He's a great decision maker, very, very fundamentally sound. But I don't know that we're going to be able to predict our closing lineup at all coming up. Moses earned it tonight. He played so well in the second half and made huge plays for us. So we went with Moses and Melt, but it could be very different next game. We just have to ride the hot hand and do whatever it takes to win.
Steve, I'm sorry I wasn't here for pregame. So was Seth available tonight? And if he was, why?
Seth.
Yeah, Seth.
Yeah, he was available.
So why was he not in there when you guys were struggling shooting from 3 earlier in that game or earlier during the game?
Well, it's tough. We played 12 people, or maybe 11, but it's not easy to just throw guys in there randomly after they haven't been in the rotation the first three quarters. So he's definitely going to help us, at times. But this was not his night, and we went in a different direction.
And what were the circumstances for JK's second straight DNP?
Just right now, it's where things are. I mean, you saw Guy come in there for 6 minutes, and he lit up the crowd with his energy, and the ball movement. That was maybe the best stretch of the game for our offense, just with the flow and with Pat playing as well as he is. It's just where it is right now, but it can change very quickly, as you all know.
Other than that one stretch in the third, the turnovers were pretty good tonight. Is that sort of a product of running more stuff through Pat Spencer and some more pick and roll stuff?
I just think, having another ball handler on the floor with Pat or Melt, BP, having the floor spacing of Quentin, the game gets easier, and it's much easier to take care of the ball.
How much of an emphasis is getting, side-to-side ball movement, swinging the ball around the perimeter, generally offensively?
That's our game. I mean, we are a ball movement team. We always have been. And, when we can get it swung, we generally get pretty good looks at the rim.